there, my name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaded Path, and this is your Must Know Monday for Monday, May the 6th, 2019. I want to let you guys know about a brand new pattern I have out through the Starman Company called the Rosé Rivoli Bracelet. Now, this is a pattern of the month where you can get it from your local bead store, and it's really great because it's very simple components and it uses nib bits as your main source for the piece. The real standout for your piece are your Rivolis. So this bracelet uses 12mm Rivolis, and the point of today's video is I actually want to show you some differences and some changes that you might want to make. The original pattern that I wrote, I actually used Swarovski crystals, and I rewrote it for Matubo crystals, which Starman carries and uses. So I wanted to show you the differences in what you're going to have to do to be able to use the Swarovski Rivolis. Also, the pattern calls for a 2mm fire polish. So I wanted to show you another alternative that you have for those 2mm fire polish. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here you can see I have some gorgeous samples of this bracelet. So here was an up-close picture of the piece. And here is the materials list that you need for the project. Now, a few notes. The 9 Rivolis is going to make a pretty big bracelet, almost an 8-inch bracelet. So just be aware that you are not going to need 9 Rivolis unless you have a fairly large wrist. The nib bits are a must. Your 11s and your 15s are a must. And we're going to talk about, I use Toho's. We're going to talk about, because there are some differences if you use the Miyuki brand. Also, it calls for 46 2mm fire polish beads. You have choices there, and you have choices on your thread. So this was the very first sample here that I did of the bracelet, and you can see that this one actually has 2, 4, 6, 8. This one has 10 Rivolis, because on my original sample I actually made it to where it has a snap clasp to it, so that when you actually wear it, it looks more like this rather than actually seeing a clasp on it. So that is why this one actually has 10. So this one was using Swarovski Rivolis. This next one is using Matubos. So the biggest thing I figured out with using the Matubo Rivolis was that it really helped to put, let me see if I can get it to come in there. Okay, you can see here on the sides of the bracelet, your 2mm are mainly here on the top, and you can see I had to put a 15 on each side of that 2mm. That's what really helped me to be able to use those Matubo Rivolis in the project. So this one is very versatile, as you can use those 2 brands of Rivolis. Now, you'll notice that this one looks a little bit different, and if we were sitting side by side, you could really tell the difference. This one, I actually used Swarovski Crystal Gray Delight Rivolis, but here I have used a 3mm fire polish bead. I didn't have to make any adjustments. I actually took the 15s out here on each side. You can see there's no 15s. So that's the only adjustment I had to make to be able to use 3mm fire polish beads on this project. This next one, I used the Crystal Light Coral Swarovski Rivolis, and this one I actually used True 2 fire polish beads. So the True 2 fire polish beads worked really, really well. Now, the one thing that I did have to do a little bit differently is I used the Miyuki seed beads here. So I had to put those 15s on each side of the 2mm to be able to use the Miyuki seed beads, because, let me see here if I can pull this up a little bit here. So you can see, if I get them side by side, this one is made using Toho seed beads, and this one is with Miyuki's. So the Toho seed beads help to make the component a little bit larger, and you can see that the sets of 3 seed beads here stick out further than they do on this one. And that really does make a difference in the brand of the seed bead that you're going to use. So again, this one used Miyuki 11s and Toho 15s. This next one, I used the 12mm light mint Rivolis. Now, let me get a little closer here so you can see. On this one, and let me bring this one up here. Okay, so on this one, you can see that I've used 6 15s here in the center circle. Here I've only used 5. These Toho seed beads were a little bit larger, so I was only able to, I could, you know, drop it down to those 5 seed beads. So if you do your top and you feel like it's a little bit big, you do have the option of dropping it down to 5 seed beads like I've done here in this one. And I actually really like the look of that one. Now this last one, I used mostly my Yuki seed beads. This is the Crystal Light Sapphire Shimmer Rivoli on it. It's very, very sparkly. But you can see on this one, my components are a little bit smaller, but it turned out really, really, really great. Now I have used 8 Rivolis on each of these except for these original 2 bracelets. And you can kind of see, even just putting them side by side, how different the size seed bead, like these 2 here are the same length, but this one made it a little bit bigger. This one was just a little bit bigger. So the brand seed bead you use will yield a little bit different sizing results. And I've used a 3-loop toggle on these just because that way, if you really, you know, say you only had 6 or 7 of these Rivolis, you would really be able to break down and, you know, be able to use a larger toggle to get the size that you need. Okay, so let's talk about thread for this project. I originally did this project using the 1G thread, which is awesome because the 1G comes in a lot of colors that you can really use to help blend your thread in with your project. Really, really, really like my 1G. Now I also have made about 4 samples using the new Dura Thread. So if you've not used a Dura Thread, it's really great. It comes in smoke and it comes in like crystal clear. The thing about it is, with the thread, this is really good and abrasive resistant. So I actually had one of the samples that I worked on, 2 of the beads had some really sharp insides, and actually instead of cutting the thread and breaking the thread, it actually ended up breaking the bead instead. The bead just ended up popping. So instead of having to just chunk the component and start all over, I was able to just pull the thread back out to the bead that busted and go in and fix that. So the Dura Thread is really, really abrasive resistant, so it's good for any kind of work with crystals, anything like that. So I love the way this new Dura Thread works, and we do sell this on our website as well as the 1G at offthebeadedpath.beadstore.com. Now I did want to let you know that any physical order placed on our website, now a physical order is any order that we actually have to put product in the mail and mail it to your address. And any order that places a physical order through the end of May 2019 is going to get this pattern in their package completely for free. You don't have to put in any coupon codes, nothing like that. It's going to be free just in with your package. Now we also will have kits available for this really pretty aqua sapphire shimmer, this light coral color, the mint green, and this really pretty creamy color. We will have kits for those 4 colors, and we're currently taking pre-orders for those kits. So as soon as we get some pre-orders started, we will start going ahead and getting kits together and shipping those colors out to you. The Matubo, which is the pink that was actually on the cover and that everyone loves, I cannot do a kit for that. And here's the reason why, and I'll be 100% upfront and honest with you. When I ordered Matubos from the company that I ordered those from, I ordered about a dozen to 16 colors of those. And when they shipped them to me, they only had 2 colors actually in stock and quantities that I ordered. And one of those colors was not the rose alabaster. So if I'm ever able to get my hands on the rose alabaster again, I promise that we we will do kits in this color, but currently it's just not an option because I don't have a resource for that certain color of Matubo. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope that you will get a copy of my pattern either from me by placing an order on our website or go to your local bead store. Guys, I can't stress enough how important it is to support your local bead store, because if you don't support your LBSs and you order everything, you know, through a big company, like a mass company that sells, you know, just tons and tons of stuff, your LBSs, including mine, is going to end up going out of business because, you know, we need the business. And LBSs are very, very important to our beading community. So let's help support our LBSs. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.